Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tony and it's time to talk. Welcome back. We made it to 2024. I haven't seen it since last year. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. It feels like I haven't been here in forever. Time has a way of moving fast and kind of slow at the same time. But anyways, welcome back guys. I'm so happy to be back. I actually missed being here. I missed being here and I'm so glad to be back. Let's see. Before I do anything else, I just want to wish everybody an amazing year. It's 2024. I hope that this year will be absolutely amazing for you. I hope you do all the things that you've always wanted to do, take trips and, go places and meet people and just be awesome for this year. So yeah, I'm wishing that for you. What else is there? Let's see. So let's try to bring you up to speed with what's been happening since I haven't been here in the 2 or 3 weeks. So long. My K-pop albums finally came. I didn't do an unboxing for them. What was it? So I got Rockstar. I got Rockstar. At the time I couldn't decide if I wanted to rock or roll. I ended up rolling. So I got this one and then I got 80s is new one. So with these they brought my collection up to a grand total of 8 albums collected last year, which is not too bad I feel like it's not too bad for a new K-pop stan. I feel like it's not too bad. So let's see how many albums I collect this year. I want to collect new releases plus the older stuff because as I said, I'm way behind in this world, but anyways, I'll get to it. Speaking of way behind in this world, today's video should be really interesting because as I thought about it last year, when I was ending, I was like, where does K-pop come from? K-pop is growing. It's growing every day, more and more. I'm seeing like different Korean artists in the news feed, not only with things that they're doing in their own space, but also like in America and just all over the world. And so I was like, where did K-pop come from, really? I mean, we see where it is, and by the looks of it, it's going to be around for a while and it might just get bigger. But I was curious to know where it came from, and so I'm going to be looking at the birth of K-pop. When I didn't really do my research per se, but usually when people talk about the genesis of K-pop, they talk about this group, Seotaiji and Boys, right? So I found this really amazing video. I'm gonna also link it below so that the owners can get their credit because they did the work and did the research and we're just here watching it. So we're gonna be learning together. Oh, sorry. We're gonna be learning. I always forget to do this, sorry. My screensaver is so cute though. I'll show it to you one day. So happy every time I look at this phone. There we go, finally. Yeah, so where was I? Phone distracted me. So yeah, we're gonna be watching this video and I found it interesting and I'm so happy to find it because it's going to take us from the first K-pop group to the biggest K-pop group, which as we know is BTS at this point. So I'm interested to see the growth of K-pop and then we'll talk about where we think it might go and all of that. So we're going to be watching that and then I'm going to be watching 2 videos from Seotaiji and I don't think there's a the and boys. I think it's just and boys there. So since they did all the research, let me just add this little wiki. This says that they are a South Korean music group. They were active from 1992 to 1996. 3 members. Oh, so one of them was actually called Seotaiji. Okay. Then you had Yang Hyun Suk and Lee Juno. So apparently they experimented with different genres of popular Western music. They were highly successful and they're credited with changing the South Korean music industry by pioneering the use of rap in Korean popular music and utilizing social critique despite pressure from ethics and censorship committees. Ooh. So I'm already interested in Seotaiji and Boys. I know that they did what's that thing called? Internet War. I came across Internet War because of Jonghyun and Taemin's rendition or cover or whatever. I haven't really seen that. I'm low-key afraid of watching it, but I will one day. Watch Taemin's and Jonghyun's cover of it, but I found this interesting because it said that they experimented with different genres of popular Western music. And I feel like it was, when I read that, it was like a full circle moment for me, because now K-pop is infiltrating the West again. But it's like, I don't know, music is just, there's no end to it in a way. So even though you had this South Korean group and they drew from, you know, Western music, and then it went into Korea and it like cooked into a pot and it became super big there to the point where it like exploded again, and now it's coming back to the West. Sorry. I say that to say, and I feel like I've always said this, that music, there is no boundary, or there are no boundaries with music. And so I feel like we should all just enjoy it, you know, here, there, everywhere. And that's kind of why we're gathered here too. So we're going to be listening to K-pop and a bunch of music from different other places. But anyways, let me come back here. I wanted to say something else. Oh, right. So apparently one of the members of Seotaiji and Boys, he's the founder of YG, right? So YG, the Yang Hyun Suk, right? So he's the chairman of YG. And then I had to look up who's under YG, because forgive me, I'm new to this. And so when I looked it up, I was like, oh, so Big Bang is under YG. I was like, oh, that's so amazing. So I feel like I said this before, like continuity is just so great. I mean, even though we have all of these groups now, we have a BTS, we have ENHYPEN, we have Rise, we have Zero Base One, we have all of these people who are coming. All of these people are just building on the foundation that was already laid by their predecessors. So we're going to go all the way back to Seotaiji and the Boys, and we're just going to see how the music has progressed. That was long for an intro. Now, let's get into watching the history of K-pop. I feel like I should put I feel like we're in class today. Should I put let me be a good student. Let's go.
There's one thing this video needs.
K-pop!
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 K-pop! K-pop!
K-pop! Korean pop.
K-pop!
K-pop, popular music originating in South Korea and encompassing a variety of styles. As you've seen, K-pop has grown exponentially. Everyone in the world, like it or not, must have seen a K-pop related video at least once, either if it's Gangnam Style or a BTS video or an annoying K-pop dancing meme on Twitter. But you might not be sure on what K-pop actually is and where and when it began. Well, it all comes down to a country called South Korea, a peninsula located in East Asia in between China and Japan. Korea was doing great with its kingdoms and dynasties for more than 4,000 years until 1910 to 1945, when Korea was colonized by Japan. And from 1950 to 1953, Korean War happened, splitting Korea into North and South. Then Korea was stuck in the Cold War. Due to war and all, the economy wasn't that great. Thus, the music industry wasn't that public nor.
So we're actually getting like a history lesson here. Okay, guys, let's buckle down. Let's get into it.
Diverse. Well, Korea did have music like traditional sounds or Japanese influenced trot. 1970s, economy got a little better. Jeans, acoustic guitars, young kids enjoying life, rock, folk music happened. But still, the government doesn't like too much freedom and creativity. They want you to work. 1980s.
I'm sorry, I was really taken aback by the Rihanna soundbite right there. It's funny.
Two words, folk songs and ballads. First, Korean ballads kick in. People like these dudes make ballad really popular. Legendary dudes like Cho Young-pil pop out. Bands like Shinaway, Drugukwa pop out. People start listening to these dudes instead of these dudes. Until the 90s, Korea gets rich. No one's unemployed. People call it the miracle of Han River. Successful Olympics, CD distribution. Kids get to wear Nike shoes, buy music, go to concerts, clubs happen, dancing becomes a thing. Finally, the good old 90s arrive. Ding ding, hi, I'm K-pop. All these new genres start to bloom. Hip-hop, dance, R&B, soul, gospel, and of course the popularity of ballads and folk songs continue. Now, all these artists start writing their own songs. A lot of singer-songwriters appear like Shin Sung-woon, Lee Seung-wan, Yoon Jong-shin, Jeolname, Toy, and more. Boom, March 1992, this dude named Seo appears out of nowhere. Well, actually, he was in the aforementioned.
What did he say it like that? He appeared out of nowhere, like he just, you know?
Rock band Shinawi as a bassist, though in the meantime he was doing his own thing and explores the world of MIDI music, aka electronic digital. He's also a born rebel. He looks different. His crew dances like crazy.
Why do I feel like I'm already going to like Seotaiji and Boys? When I heard the word rebel, I was like, ding ding ding.
His band Seo and Kids released an album called Yo Taeji with a title song called I Know. They just sweep all the existing awards out there. Similar groups like Deuce might be competitors, but Seo and Kids and their songs and performances change everything. Critics claim 1992 is the most important year in Korean pop music history. He destroys genres like trot, ballad, and folk music. They released 4 albums afterwards until 1996. He mixes up hip-hop and traditional music in Hayoga. He also likes techno, and even uses heavy metal rock in Classroom Idea, criticizing the Korean education system. And then the public suddenly tries to rewind the song and thinks he's Satan or gay. They keep on tackling social issues.
What? Wow, that's crazy. I guess because he's unconventional and he's speaking out against the norms. Wow, Satan, wow.
Like reunification, environment, drugs, education. He's basically the Tupac of K-pop. Speaking of Tupac, he even touches gangster rap in his last album title, Come Back Home. And then they disband, more like disappear. Poof, yup, just like that, leaving one message: we've showed you everything we can try. Korea freaks out, kids don't go to school, protest.
Why is it so funny? They just poof, disappear, and then he says Korea freaks out. Wow, that's crazy.
Attempt suicide. People say K-pop is dead. Well, false alarm. Seo and Kids might be gone, but their impact still lives. Now, listening, radio equals lame. On the other hand, watching TV, performances, dance music, choreographies, style, competition equals cool. Young teenage fans, official fan clubs, fan meetings, fanfics, Hacking fans, fan wars, capital, artist management. It was like a cult, and Seo and Kids were their idol. On the side, the tornado dance from I Know was the first dance choreo that went viral. Now, corporates see money in K-pop and idol businesses. Samsung, Doosan, Hyundai, LG, Daewoo, Lotte all make their own record companies and labels. Competition begins. Huge investments flow from their mother company. Ambitious scouting, projects, new market, but no system yet. Expenses overissued, no transparency, business based on few inner circle connections. Result, obviously, all gone in a few years. Big failure. But then there's DSP. The founder Lee Ho-yeon had some actual experience managing big artists like Taejina, Yoo-hyul, Shim-shin, and Sobangcha. Sobangcha was actually close to an idol group model way before Seo and Kids in 1987. However, their music
Right. So when I was trying to find who came first, I did see Sobang Cha, but sadly I couldn't share their videos. I'm gonna go back and watch it. So before Sobang Cha, there was no. Before Seotaiji, there was Sobang Cha. Okay.
music was more trot-based and had very simple dances, thus not as impactful as an idol group like Seotaiji and Kids. Anyways, Lee Ho-yeon, who had the experience, makes his own label DSP in 1991. Wasn't really successful during the Seotaiji era. Then in 1996, launches a group literally called Idol that initially had decent popularity, but gets demolished by SM Entertainment's HOT. 1996 and HOT debuted.
Who is HOT? And where did SM Entertainment just come from all of a sudden?
Hardcore rap, distinct fashion, and hairstyles, criticizing society. HOT is made by today's famous SM Entertainment, founded by Izuman, in short, SM. Starts as SM Studio in 1989, then reforms into SM Entertainment in 1995. SM develops a systematic idol training system and earns huge success with HOT. DSP gets mad. 1997, they throw out text.
Why am I enjoying this so much? Like, the narration on this is absolutely great. DSP gets mad. I love this narration. It's so fun.
SM activates their trap card. Girl group SES debuts in December 1997. And then DSP says, well actually no, IMF says, everyone hold your fire. Korea will be entering the economic crisis. People lose jobs, businesses go bankrupt, half of the entertainment labels shut down, TV music programs get cancelled. People are struggling, they're jumping off bridges, so they aren't really cool or interested about idols. Well, 1998 comes, SM be like, the show must go on, pops out Shinhwa. DSP says, hold my beer, we present you Finkel. At this point, SM and DSP is the Marvel and DC comics of this era. HOT versus Chex-Kiz, SES versus Finkel, Shinhwa versus GOD. Well, GOD was actually produced by a third company called JYP and wasn't actually the typical dance idol group, but I'll get to that later. Each company and group shares the trophies and awards around music shows turn after turn, and of course on the way there were other groups like Baby Vox, Chakra, Cleo, and talented solo artists like Yoo Seung-jun, Park Ji-yoon, Lee Jung-yeon as well. Looking back, we now call this era the first generation of K-pop. Meanwhile, you might be wondering whatever happened to Seotaiji and the Boys after they disbanded. I don't know about Seotaiji himself, but one dude for sure was planning something. Yang Hyun-suk, who was the rapper and dancer of Seotaiji and Boys, was trying out his talent as a producer producer, but was kinda unlucky in the meantime. But anyways, opened up his own company, Hyun Label, in 1996, but kinda flopped with a group called Keepsix. Then renames his company to MF Label and launches the hip-hop duo Jinushan. Jinushan surprisingly did pretty well, even though hip-hop was pretty new. Yang Hyun-suk was well known to have an influence and background in hip-hop dance and music. He was spotted in Itaewon dancing all the time before his debut dates. So this background and success with Jinushan led him to reform his company into YG Entertainment and launched another hip-hop group called One Time. First generation of K-pop was sparked by Seotaiji and Boys. Everything got systematic, like the trainee systems and all. Groups with crazy hair, crazy fashion, and dance music. K-pop still kinda strange, new, but popular to the public. Kinda trying to imitate American pop. While corporate-backed labels died with the IMF crisis, labels with professional music background become big, like DSP, SM, and YG. It was the opening, a door to a new era, to the 21st century. Second generation begins. Wait says 1.5 gen. On the conversion to second gen, there is a transition stage. Surprisingly, a lot of solo artists who sing ballads, R&B, and groups that do ballads or rock become super popular. Song Shikyung, Hee-sung, Vibe, MC The Max, Buzz, The Cross, BOS, SG Wannabe. Then where'd K-pop go? Well, many talented solos were there to bridge the transition. The
SG Wannabe. It's an interesting name.
famous Boa, known as Asia's Star, arguably the most successful solo female K-pop artist in history from SM Entertainment, got casted.
I've heard of Boa. I mean, I've never checked out her things, but following SHINee, I've heard of Boa. I should check out her catalog one day. The most successful female soloist. Okay then.
By Isuman himself and debuted at August 2000. Also debuted in Japan. Critics state Boa is one of the biggest contributors and pioneer in opening foreign markets for K-pop and SM. Boa gets to get all these first, youngest, most, blah 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 titles and rewrites K-pop.
Youngest, most, blah 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 titles. Wow. The narrator again. Let me just. No, why are these sticking together? A big thumbs up for the narrator of this. I love it.
History. Other solo artists also kept the K-pop flame burning with competitions such as Rain and Seven. Speaking of Rain, let's get back to JYP. Park Jin-young, aka JYP, is this dude that was active during the Seotaiji era as well. Initially got refused numerous times from labels due to his weird face and body, but finally debuts in 1994 as a solo artist. Tale is, SM himself rejects JYP from an audition, but later asks in private just because he wants to buy songs JYP produced. JYP is extremely talented in dancing and also being sexy, which was a first for a male at that time. Won many number ones during the era even with the competition with Seotaiji and Kids. Became a singer-songwriter and producer and made hit songs like Honey and Swing Baby. With that experience, goes on as a producer, producing G.O.D, once called the Nations Group, and also excavates Park Ji-yoon, who sang Adult Ceremony, also produced by JYP. And in the midst of that, makes his own company, JYP Entertainment. Back to Rain. Rain was a backdancer of JYP and Park Ji-yoon. JYP trained Rain and debuted him, also giving him many hit songs like How to Avoid the Sun and It's Raining. Boa from SM, Rain from JYP, Seven from YG. This is when we start to see the three companies grow and become the now known big three of K-pop, SM, JYP, YG. Another fun fact about the 1.5 generation is that many solo artists tried their luck after disbanding from the first generation groups, like Kangta, Pada, Okjuyeon, Eunjiwon. However, to be honest, their popularity wasn't like before. Except maybe Ihori, former Finkel member that was least popular among the members, but suddenly pops up with a sexy solo debut and becomes Korea's diva. Finally, it's second gen. The idol groups are back, and the public is used to the word idol. SM Entertainment introduces TVXQ in 2004. They get the Rookie Awards, actually all the awards. Gets a Taesang on their second debut year and gets a grand.
Actually, all the awards. That's funny. And I think TVXU just came out with new music the other day, so that's amazing that they're still around. I really don't know their catalog. I think I know like 2 songs. I think I know 2 songs that they've done, and I will watch them and share them and hopefully learn more about them. But yeah, I've heard of TVXQ.
Slam in 2006, another Grand Slam in 2008, Oricon chart #1 in Japan. It's not a stretch to say they basically conquered Korea, Japan, and China. SM got rich. They make more groups like Super Junior.
SM got rich. Help me with this narrator. This is crazy.
in 2005, Girls' Generation in 2007, SHINee, and FX in 2009. Super Junior becomes extremely popular with songs like Sorry Sorry in China and Southeast Asia. Girls' Generation becomes the nation's girl group with their stunning visuals and charmful songs like Kissing You and Baby Baby. They don't stop with Korea, they go off to conquer Japan with their songs G, Genie, and O, bringing all those titles from Japan charts and album sales. SHINee puts out super addictive songs like Juliet, Ring Ding Dong, Lucifer, and achieves attention from mostly Japan and Southeast Asia, eventually touring all around these areas. FX shows the experimental side of SM. They carry a unique concept with all of their songs with obscure lyrics. Their unique electronic songs get very positive reactions from professional music critics. And note that we start to see non-Korean members, such as Victoria and Amber. With all these groups, SM is now all over Asia. Now SM might be big, no group could rival TVXQ, but here comes a big group, Big Bang.
Why did I just get excited? Why? Like, why did I just get excited when they said Big Bang? Be still, just settle down. Settle down, girl, settle down. It's funny that, and my thoughts just work with me, brain. It's funny because they always say, I mean, I know that them said this in Jamaica, everybody have them time, like everybody has their time, you know, like look at that, once upon a time TVXQ, they reigned, but now they're about to be, I don't want to say knocked off the throne, but somebody else is coming from the wings, that's going to compete and maybe even be bigger than they are. I said Big Bang. Settle down again, settle down. Anyways, let's watch it.
Big Bang from YG Entertainment is a little different. Debuted in 2006 as 5 members from a real survival program conducted by Yang Hyun-suk himself, Big Bang places its roots into hip-hop. 2007, they released their EP Always with the song Lies. This song was so big that it made them escalate to the top immediately. Then major hit songs after hit songs like Last Farewell, Haru Haru, Red Sunset make them the unquestionable #1 group in Korea. They go on doing solo work, Japan activities, world tours, sweep awards, pointless to list achievements. They go on further with their career with mega hits like Blue, Fantastic Baby, Loser, Baby, Bang Bang Bang. Big Bang becomes the most popular, influential, listened to group. No male group can rival them in the second gen except maybe early TVXQ. The biggest point that differentiated them would be that the general public, including men, loved and sang most of their hit songs. Big Bang's leader G-Dragon produced most of these mega hit songs, not to mention his successful solo work, and lives as the biggest Korean fashion, music, and trend icon to this day. So who is Girls' Generation's rival then? In YG Entertainment, probably 21. 4-member group debuted in 2009 with a very different concept, strong female image. Releases mega hits like Fire, I Don't Care, Go Away, Lonely, I Am the Best. They were the best, ranked as one of the best K-pop groups of the past decade by Billboard, and a female group that finally offered an alternative concept from the traditional pretty cutesy girl group stereotype. Girls' Generation and 21 weren't rivals in style because they were so different, however the two groups were huge and probably the most successful girl groups in second-gen K-pop history. Speaking of girl groups, we have to go back to JYP, because JYP is known as the girl group Royal Company. Wonder Girls is among one, debuted in 2007, put out major hits like Tell Me, So Hot, Nobody, which were all viral hits within the nation and Asia due to their simple and catchy point dances. In 2008 Haiwon Seoul Music Awards, they received their first Daesang as a girl group, competing with Big Bang and TVXQ. Before Girls' Generation got extremely popular, they had the nation's girl group title in 2007 to 2008. Their style was distinct compared to Girls' Generation or 21 because it was mostly retro pop or electro funk. Wonder Girls were the first to appear on an American TV show, showing the possibilities of expansion of K-pop to the West. Nobody was the first K-pop song to enter the Billboard Top 100 chart. On the other hand, JYP puts out boy groups such as 2PM and 2AM, who respectively have the Monster Idol and Ballad Prince concept. 2PM does especially well with hit songs like 10 out of 10, Again and Again, and Heartbeat, also becoming a sensation in Korea and Japan. Here we see Nickun, a member of 2PM from Thailand, showing that K-pop is surely expanding beyond China and Japan. Now, it would be safe to say that the second gen of K-pop was led by the mentioned groups. There are other groups such as 4 Minute who made a strong impact and shift on the concept of girl groups. Then there was Kara, produced by DSB, and were known as big competitors to the Wonder Girls and Girls' Generation. Japan went crazy over them. Everyone knew their songs and choreographies like Step and Mr. Now can we move on to third gen? Well, maybe yes or maybe no. Some people draw the line by 10 years, as in 2000 to 2010. Some experts draw the line by sudden inflation and saturation of groups. A lot of groups start to pop up, like Beast, M Black, C, and Blue, B1A for Block, B, BAP, B2B, VIX, Infinite, Teen Top, US, and more. For girl groups, After School, Tiara, Rainbow Secret, Miss A, 9 Muses, Girls' Day, Sister, A-Pink, ESID, AOA, and more. So the groups that debuted in the late 2000s and early 2010s are tricky to...
I was overwhelmed just then. when I started this, I said that K-pop has a lot of groups. A lot. Look at what just happened in that little section there. Yeah. I'm never gonna catch up, really.
Categorize.
Plus, from this point on, please don't hate me for not going in depth of every single group or missing some of them, because that would change the title of this video to K-pop history explained in 200 minutes.
But if we were
Okay,
to say
fine.
there was a dominant group of this transition era, it's EXO. EXO debuts in 2012 in two groups, EXO-M and EXO-K. Another experimental approach.
All right, so let me talk about EXO for a minute. I know the first time I heard EXO, it was Kpop, and I stopped and I was like, all right then, I like this. But I didn't really get into K-pop at that time. Excuse me. And I feel like I wasn't familiar with the Asian market then. So I was actually watching it like on MTV. I was like, okay then. And I remember watching it and I was like, all right, this is not bad. But I didn't really follow them after that. And then I met, there's this one that they did, the one with that choreography, this one that everybody does. What's that called? Anyways, I don't remember the name of the song, but I know that one and I know Monster. But I say all of that to say, every time I look, I feel like I'm always seeing how huge EXO is. I'm like, really? Are they really that huge? Are they that influential? Did they make that big of an impact? But apparently they have. It's just me that don't know. It's just I'm the only one in the dark. So I'm gonna have to stop and watch some EXO things. I'm gonna watch a guide and get into some of their music. I know some of their names. I know Baekhyun. Excuse me. And also they were in the news relatively recently for not so great reasons. So then I was inundated with EXO things. But yeah, back to this. I'm gonna have to get to know EXO because apparently EXO is it. Or they were it. I don't want to say they were it. Apparently EXO had I want to use my adjectives correctly because I don't want anybody to be like, no, how can you say this about EXO? But yeah, the long and short of it is EXO, apparently they're a big deal. So I want to get into it and know exactly what it is that they've done. That's it.
From SM trying to divide and expand markets. Anyways, EXO wins, tops, and grows. China is basically EXO's. EXO has the biggest and also most notorious fandom in Korea. That's how much people love EXO. They put out a hit after.
Are you kidding? Wow. Feel like I've been living under a rock.
Hits like Growl, Overdose, Call Me Baby, Monster, Lotto. Their only rival might be the still yet hugely successful Big Bang. And then they slowly opened the doors to third gen. Now these are some of the characteristics of the third generation of K-pop. 1. Mass inflation and red ocean of idols, saturated market. 2. Globalization as a norm, catching the global audience is a must. 3. Idol audition survival programs. Because of the red ocean of idols, naturally the mass public begins to dislike K-pop idols due to lack of creativity, overlapping concepts, and exhaustion of idol music. This is when the public starts to divide the term idol with artist. Many major TV audition programs become popular looking for real talented singers and vocalists.
I can understand that. I mean, and even though there are so many of these, there are so many groups and stuff popping up, like it makes my head spin. It's just like maybe there's such a thing as too much of a good thing. So when it boomed and then you had so many of these groups popping up and whatever, I guess you had to find a way to distinguish the great ones. Notice I'm putting it in parentheses, the great ones.
Rather than visually appealing dance-based idols that only get to sing a few seconds in one song. Well, this is what the public thought at that time. I know there are exceptions among idols too. Oh yeah, in the meantime, in 2012, the worldwide viral hit Psy's Gangnam Style happened, getting the once.
That was 2012? You lie. That really was 2012? I'm so old. I'm like a dinosaur. I can't believe that was 2012. It also felt like yesterday though. I remember this. I was here for this. The whole world was there for this.
most viewed video on the planet, thanks to its addictive, hilarious dance and beat. It got a number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. This was basically the first time that the entire world notices a country called South Korea and K-pop without having to mention nukes and this dude. And that's North Korea, by the way. In the third gen, despite the influx of idol groups, the only ones that survive are groups that have amazing music quality or musical talent or something different. Because the Korean market is so small and saturated, it now becomes a norm to have at least more than one global English-speaking member in the group. This member usually is in charge of speaking during overseas interviews and tours. Not only member-wise, but marketing and music-wise, the attempts become more globalized too, testing out new markets such as South America. In the meantime, the public and entertainment companies want a system to get the best quality idols out there, and that is by following the TV trend, by making TV audition survival programs with worldwide contestants. This system allows idols to gain publicity even before debut, and also verify popularity and talent. Although audition programs such as Produce 101 to Produce X have been extremely popular, it got caught in a corruption and manipulation issue recently, which likely put out the credibility and support towards these survival programs. Now, to name a few groups that are leading the third generation currently, definitely the girl group Trinity, Twice, Blackpink, Red Velvet. JYP's girl group Twice has earned the absent nation's girl group title since Girls' Generation, along with major hit songs that dominated Korea and Japan mostly, like Cheer Up, TT, Knock Knock, Likey, and Fancy. Interestingly, these girls were also a result of an audition program called 16. YG's girl group Blackpink has the record of most YouTube views, 56.7 million in 24 hours, with its Kill This Love music video topping Ariana Grande. Their music videos have this much views each, which saves my time on trying to explain and prove their popularity. Also, they're the highest charting female K-pop group on Billboard Hot 100 and 200, plus they had an epic stage at Coachella too. SM girl group Red Velvet might not be as big as the former two in size, but is always praised by the public and critics for their unique sound and high quality songs. Time magazine has highlighted their versatile musical style and named them as one of the best K-pop groups. Billboard agreed too in 2019. Fun fact, Red Velvet was the first K-pop group to perform in North Korea, and Kim Jong-un adjusted the schedule to go see them. Now let's not try to leave out many other talented, hard-working girl groups such as Mamamoo, Momoland, Luna, IZ*ONE, G-Idol, CLC, Dreamcatcher, G-Friend, Lovelyz, Oh My Girl, Ujusonyo, Kongwonsonyo, Everglow, Wiki Mickey, and more. As for boy groups, it's hard to pick a definitive popularity or impact, but just to name a few, 17, NCT, GOT7, Winner, iKON, Monsta X, AT, Stray Kids are definitely the biggest and most popular globally. Most of these groups actively go on world tours and appear on Western TV shows.
Okay, hold on, I need a break again because all of them names were just like coming at me so randomly. So they were coming so quickly. A lot of those, what did he say? Third gen, right? A lot of those names, or some of those names, I'm familiar with. I haven't listened to all of their stuff. Out of those names that he called, I've definitely met Stray Kids. I've definitely met ATs. You recommended that I watch some Monster X stuff. I haven't gotten around to it. I see 17's name all over the place. There's this member called Hoshi, apparently, who's a big Shiny fan, but I've never listened to a 17 song. I don't remember if I have. I also thought that they were 17 members. Until I saw a meme that says it's not 17 members. Sorry, forgive me. There's this group that did Left and Right. Who's that? Is that 17? Let me just look at it really. I've heard of NCT 2. I know that you have NCT Dream, I think. But the long and short of it is there's just so many. Hold on. Is it 17 that sang Left and Right? Yeah! Oh my gosh, I know a 17 song. I'm not so bad. I know Left and Right. That's the only one though. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into the rest of it.
Nowadays. And then there are groups such as VAV, Impact, Victon, Astro, Pentagon, SF9, The Boys, Ace, JBJ, Golden Child, Intuit, UMB, Very Very, One Us, and more. So many girl groups, boy groups, mixed groups, new.
I also saw names there that I know. One Us, Pentagon I'm familiar with, but I don't know their songs. I only know that one because I watched Boys Planet and they had that one member on there. The Boys, because I watched what's that thing that ATs and Stray Kids were on at the same time? What's it called? Kingdom. Ha! Kingdom Legendary Wars. And yeah, so I know them from that. But anyways, that's just me throwing random things out there. I don't know. Maybe I just want to show you that I know a little bit more than I... Yeah, guys, I know a little bit more than I thought I did, okay? I'm not so bad.
New global audience, thus various music styles as well. You name it, K-pop has it. Oh, you don't like groups? Super produced modern electronic music? Maybe try IU out. She's Korea's nation's sister and also nation's singer. Been around since 2008 with numerous ballad and K-pop hit songs. Single-handedly has the popularity equivalent to K-pop's biggest idols. Then there's K-hip hop, R&B, a whole scene of its own. Maybe check out Zico, who has an overlap background with K-pop. Then there's rock. Maybe check out bands like Day6 and Flying the Rose and more. So, it's already
I got excited to see N flying because I listen to their music. I'm a fan.
2020, technically 10 years have passed again and the line is blurring between 3rd gen and 4th gen. Then what would be the standards of dividing the generations? I can't be the one deciding, but just to add my personal 2 cents, maybe the line could be drawn by observing groups that start off already with a bigger fandom globally rather than domestically in Korea from the pre-debut and rookie phase. In short, maybe no more validation or dependence from Korean fans needed? Or there's an alternative view of simply drawing the line by post-BTS. And yes, I know y'all are screaming, what, not a single mention of BTS until now? But hold on a little bit more, I have a whole buffet for you. Well, anyways, this whole generation dividing process is a whole debate subject of its own, so let's just leave it there and throw it to the comment section. Finally, there is one group that needs a thorough separate section in K-pop history, and it is BTS. BTS started off from a small company called Big Hit under the producer named Bang Si-hyuk, who was a former colleague and good friend to JYP, but split paths to make his own company. Bang Si-hyuk gathered 7 members originally and planned to make a hip-hop group, however the concept and musical style diversified over the years. BTS didn't gain much attention during their first years, often getting mocked by their group name that means Bulletproof Boy Scouts, and apparently some or many people thought their appearances were unpretty. However, BTS differentiated them.
You lie! That's just, people thought BTS was unpretty? That's just hateful and wrong. That's just wrong. What the first BTS thing that I saw, my very first BTS thing that I saw was DNA. And even though I didn't, fall in love with BTS or whatever at that point, I liked DNA. I liked DNA, and I remember seeing V, and I was like, what kind of witchcraft is this? Why is he so good looking? Why would they say that? That's just wrong. That's just mean. I could go on and on about how wrong that statement is. That's not right.
Themselves with other idols by speaking about the unspoken in their lyrics, such as mental health, youth problems, social issues, and the journey towards loving oneself. BTS also made their own universe and story in their music videos. They made moderate success until they got mainstream with their songs like I Need You, Dope, Save Me, and Fire.
불타오르네.
After that, every move they made pretty much became history. They topped the Billboard 200 charts 4 times in a row alongside the Beatles, appeared on multiple major American TV shows, got awarded by the Billboard Music Awards, AMAs multiple times, did a Grammys act, did a UN speech, did a cover of Times, had stadium world tours including Wembley and Saudi Arabia, sold over 20 million cumulative albums to this date. BTS has become so big that they become expressed as the BTS or Korean invasion, just like the British invasion from the Beatles by multiple critics and journalists. Many point out that it's even more significant regarding the fact that BTS's music and lyrics were not in English but in Korean. Also started off as underdogs in the K-pop industry itself, struggling without the support of big capital nor media. In the meantime, there might have been attempts to compete with BTS, for example, SM making their own Avengers by combining members from existing...
Sorry, I'm going to die. Not SM making their own Avengers. What? Help me. Help. Who are the Avengers? Who are these Avengers? Who?
Successful groups like SHINee, EXO, NCT into a collaborative single group called Super M. Well, they did...
Oh, so Super M is the Avengers. I mean, I've heard of Super M. There's no way I couldn't know that because I follow SHINee, then I heard of Super M, and I think Baekhyun is also in that too, but I've never really listened to their music. And I think I also read somewhere that they were a how do I put this, they were let's call it a response to BTS's success and popularity. Isn't that what he's saying now?
Given #1 on Billboard 200, but many people criticize the method of bundling issues in the process. However, industry-wise, it was a fresh attempt that never happened in K-pop history, trying to officially combine members from different groups into one with an agenda to make success in the American or global market. And it is these new attempts that fuel K-pop to go further on. Anyways, back to BTS, it's not an overstatement to say that BTS is probably bigger than all of K-pop combined at this point. However, from Seotaiji to BTS, many groups existed, and every time records were broken, people were surprised. Back then, no one imagined anything bigger than TVXQ, Girls' Generation, Big Bang, EXO, Gangnam Style. But here we are, K-pop is still evolving. The market is getting bigger and it's becoming more well-known all around the world. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in the future of K-pop. Will it just disappear as a trend or get even bigger, like it always has?
I enjoyed watching that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that too. I learned a lot. For somebody like me who always says, hey, I'm new over here in this K-pop world, I know that some of you have been fans maybe from first gen, second gen, third. Maybe you're just coming in like myself. But yeah, I hope you would have learned something. I really did learn a lot. And I want to say, because I was thinking about it as I prepared to watch this video, excuse me, it's all, I liked what he said. I mean, who would have thought that K-pop would have become this huge, and it is still growing. As I said, there are groups popping up left, right, and center. And regardless of, I know that people might not be the biggest fans of BTS or whatever, but for me, whether or not you're a fan of the group, I feel like you need to give them their flowers. You know, give them what is due to them, because a lot of people, when they think K-pop, they think BTS. Whether or not you agree with that, it's another discussion. But you can't downplay their influence. You can't downplay their contribution that they have made. You know, you have if you look at the timeline, you have Seotaiji who came, and then you had excuse me, other groups coming to build on that foundation. You had Big Bang coming in, you had EXO coming in, you had TVXQ coming in, and so each of these groups, they played a part. You know, even it's like you have like a door, and then somebody like turns the lock, and then you have somebody that pushes the door open just a little bit more, and then somebody pushes it open just a little bit more. And so I feel like that's how people should look at K-pop. I don't know, maybe I'm being very pie in the sky with my thoughts and thinking, especially when I see discussions online about people arguing about which group is better. And I was like, guys, really, I really wish you wouldn't argue, because whether or not you're a fan of this group or that group, they're all making their contribution to the same pot. And I feel like I've said that before. You have to look at it without, and I want to say, without the groups that came before them, your group that you stand now would look a little bit different. I want to think so, you know. And so you might have come for, I mean, I came for, who did I come for? Stray Kids brought me here, but no, I'm a big SHINee fan. Like, I'm a big SHINee fan, but I can also appreciate the other groups, you know. And so you might not have come, BTS might not have brought you here, or BTS might have brought you here, but through BTS, you becoming aware of BTS, you start listening to a little bit of 17, and you're like, they're not so bad, and you find some EXO, and you listen to some SHINee here and there. You know what I mean? Like, you can enjoy the whole pot without thinking that, this group is this or this group is that or whatever. I feel like I'm just going to launch off into a whole discussion about fan wars. I'm sorry, I'm not going to. But the gist of what I want to say is, I feel like each person and their contribution that they have made, it should be acknowledged and they should be given their due. Yeah, that is it. So BTS, SHINee, TVXQ, EXO, all of them, for everything that they have done, they have all helped to make the music what it is today, and it is continuing to evolve. I mean, I saw what was it? Ever so often I see articles like TXT in New York and Hyphen getting mobbed in this place. I was like, oh, well, I'm not really supporting the mobbing. I think they were over in the United States when that happened or whatever. But the point is, they are branching out. They're all branching out. Come 2025, when BTS returns, it's going to be pandemonium. There's going to be new music. It's going to grow even further. So yeah, I enjoyed watching that. So now that we've seen where the music is coming from in that little Popumentary, K-popumentary. I liked it. We're gonna be watching some videos from Seotaiji and the Boys. So let's listen to the pioneers. Let's listen to the pioneers, okay, and see what was up. Alright, so I have to remember that this is in the 90s. And just by listening to the intro, I felt like I was just sucked right back into that time. Hey! Hey! Just started. Wait, let me go back. I love the way the different sounds are just feeding into each other in this. I mean, they're kind of weird sounding, not weird sounding, you know, that little E. But then you have the other things feeding into it. Like, okay, let's go. Why did that sound like Flavor Flav saying, yeah, boy? Maybe it's just me.
입안이 흐르고 흐르면 누군가가 나를 떠나버려야 한다는 그 사실을 그 이유를 이제는 나도 알 수가 있어요. 사랑을 한다는 말을 못했어. 어쨌거나 지금은 너무 늦어버렸어. 그때 나는 무엇 하고 있었나. 그 미소는 너무 아름다웠어.
That rock guitar dropping right there, that's unexpected. I didn't expect that.
나에게 이런 슬픔 안겨주는 그대여 제발 이별만은 말하지 말아요. 나에겐 오직 그대만이 전부였잖아. 그대여 가지 마세요. 나를 정말 떠나가나요. 그대여 가지 마세요. 나는 지금
Honestly, why am I enjoying this? I mean, that question sounded. I'm actually enjoying what's happening right now. I am. I really am.
Stop! 난 알아요. 이 밤이 흐르면 you 그대 떠나는 모습.
Can they just stop? They're giving me too many things all at once. They're giving me some hip hop. They're giving me some rock. Listen, you're overwhelming me, and you're overwhelming me in the year 2024. Can you just stop? Just wait.
Stop! 난 알아요. 이 밤이 흐르면 you 그대 떠나는 모습을 뒤로하고 마지막 키스의 슬픈 마음. 정말 떠나는가? 사랑을 하고 싶어.
If this is the music that they got, being used to ballads and those types of slow, I can see why everybody would have been excited about this kind of music. Like, I would have been excited too.
너의 모든 향기 내 몸속에 젖어있는 너의 많은 숨결 그 미소 그 눈물 그 알 수 없는 만큼의 마음 그리고 또 만큼의 마음 그 어렵다는 편지는 쓰지 않아도 내 너의 치실한 모습을 바라보고 있어요. 다시 또 마음속에 내가 있나요 라는 그대의 영원한
Yo, when they were making this song, they just said, why not? Who says we can't put some rock and some hip hop and some? Who says we can? Let's just add a little this, let's just add a little that, and magic.
난 정말 그대만을 좋아했어 나에게 이런 슬픔 안겨주는 그대여 그대여 가지 마세요 나를 정말 떠나가나요 그대여 가지 마세요 나는 지금 울잖아요 그대여 가지 마세요 나를 정말 떠나가나요 그대여 가지 마세요 나는 지금 울잖아요
Ah, that was it. Like I could not stop smiling when I was watching that. How did I feel about it? Am I rating it in 2024 or back when that came out? What was the name of the song? I always forget the name. Was that I Know? I think so. I think. I'm gonna put the titles in the caption though, even if I forget them. So am I rating it in 2024 or 1990? Whatever. You know what? I'm gonna say all of it. You know why? Because of the contribution that they made, because of the foundation that Seotaiji and the Boys laid for K-pop, to help to make it what it is today. I'm gonna like all of their stuff within reason. Yeah, but I like that. I like the fact that they had the rock guitar there. They had like the hip hop influence in there, just the way that they delivered the lines. Sadly, there are no captions for this. Sorry, so I have no idea what they're singing about. There were no captions. I'll probably have to look at it. But I did like that. So that was one. I have another one. Let's see. I think this one is called Freestyle. That one's, I know, I think this one is called Freestyle, so let's watch. Again, I'm hearing that heavy driving rock guitar with the hip hop beat coming through.
나를 원하는 가 이제는 바라는 건 없어 나는 락앤 라디오의 BAT 나의 깃터 네 에너지 나의 장갑 그게 너의 금반지 눈부신 햇살에 내 모든 것을 안기고 오래된 그리움은 모두 벗어지기고 나의 그 생각들에 멋진 날개를 달아 이제는 난 지치지 않아 모든 걸 난 여태 이겨내 왔어 밤새워 내린 하얀 눈과 아침을 열어.
This reminds me of like an American punk song. I can't think of like a specific one that I can compare it to, but that's the vibe that it's giving me. For some reason, I can't think of like a title, but that's what it's giving me here.
주고 있는 게야 내 맘을 자극하는 바람 난 지금 시작해 Knock the wall, break the wall, rock and roll 하얗게 내린 눈으로 날아가는 내 꿈의 큰 날개를 밟고서 너와 나의 미래를 약속하는 세상은 눈부시게 빛나고 있어
Yo, yeah. Honestly, who taught them to do this? Like, and this is what I love about the creative brain. Like, I love people who create things, like artists and musicians and writers. Like, the brain is so amazing. It can just pull from so many different places to just create amazing art that stands the test of time. Like, I don't know, guys, you just sat down one day and decided to come up with this. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but I like it. I like it.
Rock and roll.
Okay. I give my respect to Seotaiji and the Boys. I give them my respect. Excuse me. As a pioneering group, did I say this before? I feel like I give everybody their flowers. For each part of the journey that you help to make a difference, I give them their flowers. For the people who created the first light stick and came up with the first changing your hair into different colors, or the people who came up with wearing this type of clothing, for the people who said, hey, why can't we wear skirts? For all of the people who have helped to make K-pop what it is, like right this minute, hats off to you. All of you guys, you get your flowers from me, no joke, because I really am enjoying K-pop for what it is, music-wise anyways. I'm enjoying that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it continues to evolve, because as the person said in the popumentary, keep calling it that, it continues to evolve. I mean, records are being broken. Their records will continue to be broken. Records are selling out faster. Concert tickets are selling out quickly. Hey, nothing is impossible at this point. That's all I'm saying. Whether it is BTS or another group that will come after them, I am just keeping my eyes open for as long as I am listening to K-pop to see what will happen. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You were here for a little bit. Don't mind me. It's a first video, okay? So you could have stayed with me for a little bit more today. I'm happy to be back. What did you think about that popumentary that we watched? What did you learn? Did you see your favorite groups in there? If you did, comment them in the comments. Good job, my group. Be proud of them because they have helped to make K-pop what it is. And I also want to say this. I feel like no group should feel disappointed if, you know, oh, this is what I meant to say earlier. Gosh, why didn't I think of it before? So this is what I want to say, and then I'm gonna go. Even if your group did not achieve BTS level superstardom, they still help to make K-pop what it is. And also not because somebody might recognize or start coming into K-pop because of BTS doesn't mean that they won't appreciate your group too. So as I said before, I feel like I did say it, but I just said it in a different way. So I came because of Stray Kids, but I've started listening to ATEEZ and SHINee, and I will listen to other groups here and there. So so just feel proud of your group and enjoy their music and continue to love on them, so that's gonna be it for this video. Until my next video, guys, when we talk again, bye bye.